everyone, and guess what? Today I'm going to be showing you 10 different ways to make your building look taller. Now 5 of those ways are going to be optical illusions that make them look taller, but 5 of those ways are actually going to be ways to make blocks go over the height limit. So let's get right into it. So for the first way to build over the height limit we're going to be looking at this building. Now it may not look like much, but if you go all the way up to the top, you can start to see the antenna there. This antenna is made by using the structure block. It creates an outline of a copied build, and it creates the outline above the height limit, but you can't actually build with blocks above the height limit. Okay, so let's look on the second way to build over the height limit. The second way to build over the height limit is by using mobs. Now, if we go all the way on top of this building, you can see a very nice iron golem who is working up there to make the building taller. Now, this iron golem is super old, by the way. It's 2 years old. It's like as old as my Minecraft world. And by the way, I just have to mention, this plane, you cannot tell me that if you saw in this plane, if this plane would fly. This plane is never gonna fly. The next way we're gonna be looking at is using pistons. Now you can use pistons because it makes it look one block higher. See, the things push up, and you just use redstone blocks under them. Now it makes it look one block taller. But here's the catch: it actually is super easy to do in survival mode. You just have to place a few redstone blocks and then put a few pistons on it, and there you go. You have a nice way to build over the height limit. Anyway, let's move on to the fourth way. Next way to build over the height limit is to use stuff that flies in the air, like fireworks, or you can even go as far to say fireballs. Yes, fireballs actually move infinitely in the sky, and I can prove it. Watch. So you go here, and you just put in some fireballs. And look at the fireballs. They just go in the air, flying forever. And the final way to make your buildings taller is by using your imagination. So here's what you do. You know that there's different dimensions. Let's say the underworld, the nether is at the bottom, and the end city's all the way at the top. So let's say there's a basement in here, and you just go to the very top of this building, and you look to see, and you go all the way to the top, and you connect both buildings with end rods. Now this is all using imagination, but when you go back in here, it might take a while. Sorry about that. But you appear at the bottom of the overworld tower, which is super cool. And this has some bit of imagination, but all you have to do is connect nether portals, and it's like a little nether portal elevator. The first way to make your building look taller using optical illusions is to make the building super skinny, like this one. It makes it look super tall, taller than either of those buildings, mostly because it is. But which one looks taller, that building or that building? Obviously, if they're from the same length away, it would be that building. Now let's look into the next way to make your buildings look taller. The next way to make your buildings look visibly taller is by having a bunch of windows. Now that you can see very easily, like this building, you can see a bunch of windows, just so you know how big each floor is. Now let's move on to the next one. The next way to make your buildings look taller is by having other reasonable objects by it. Like these obviously look like cars, and from the top of this building, it looks like you're from super high in the air. Now let's say from this building, which has no cars, now let's just say at the exact same height, it looks way lower than that building does. So let's move on to the next way. And the fourth way to make your buildings look taller is by making miniature buildings that can actually go higher. Now this this looks like a car. Now these are each windows. Now it looks way taller than just the story it is, but it's one story, but it actually looks like it's 3 stories, even though it isn't. Now let's move on to the next one. And the final way to make your building look taller is by having other smaller buildings around it. Make that building feel like king. See? Look at all these smaller buildings, and look at that building. That building obviously looks way taller because of that. It's known as an optical illusion. So anyway, those are the 10 ways to make your buildings look taller. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next time.